Over the last 12 months, I've sold over 6,000 products that I bought on eBay, and then I flipped them on Amazon for a little over $700,000. I made $175,000 in the last year doing this. And in this video, I want to answer a viewer question from somebody who left a comment recently asking, Steve, I want to get into eBay to Amazon. I'm a new seller, but should I start by ordering everything on eBay and having it come to my house, and then I'll prep it, list it, ship it myself? Or should I do what you're doing, Steve, and go directly to a prep center? So if you're thinking about starting eBay to Amazon and maybe you have this question as well, I'm going to be breaking down this question in full and giving you my 2 cents on what I think you should do. So before we get into this question, I do want to preface by saying if you're a brand new seller, I actually don't recommend that you do any form of online arbitrage, whether that's eBay to Amazon, Amazon to Amazon flips, traditional online arbitrage, or even wholesale. The reason is when you're new, there's going to be a period of time where Amazon's going to hold your money. It's going to take time to earn Amazon's trust for them to open up auto ungating of products. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to make mistakes listing. You're going to make mistakes shipping. There's just going to be a lot of problems that happen in the beginning, and this is normal with any business. So I always recommend people who are brand spanking new to start thrifting, start doing garage sales, right? Hit up some flea markets. And the reason I recommend this, it's not that you're not going to make mistakes doing that, but at least you're going to make mistakes on a budget. If you go to a thrift store and spend $5 or $10, I mean, you make some mistakes, fine, you're out $5 or $10. But if you're doing eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon flips or wholesale, I mean, you could be out $10, $20, $30, $40,000, and there's just a lot of risk on the table. Now, obviously with eBay to Amazon flips, like I do, or even Amazon to Amazon, there's less risk because it's not anywhere as risky, in my opinion, as traditional OA or wholesale. But still, why not make mistakes on a budget? Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but that's just my 2 cents. But I'm going to just answer this question in terms of, say you're new and you're like, okay, I'm not going to thrift. I don't care, Steve. I'm willing to take a risk. Should I, start by having items shipped to myself or a prep center? So let's get into answering that question. So I've got some notes here because I want to blast through these 6 reasons why I believe you shouldn't use a prep center right out the gate as a new eBay to Amazon flipper. And I'll just go through them really quick and then we could talk a little bit more. So number 1, you're going to make mistakes. Just like thrifting, you're going to make mistakes with eBay to Amazon. And the thing about ordering off of eBay and then selling it on Amazon is you're going to make mistakes by possibly purchasing items that aren't like the correct match. Maybe an item looks the same, but it's a different model. So, if you had the item shipped to your house, you'd be able to identify that and notice it, where sometimes a prep center maybe wouldn't notice it. Or another example would be maybe a listing looks really good and you end up getting it at your house and it's damaged or destroyed, or like maybe it's a brand new sealed DVD and you didn't notice that it had like a slice on the back or a piece of the plastic was missing. A prep center could miss that, right? So like the point being, when you're brand new, you don't know what you don't know. And when you're sourcing off of eBay, you're sourcing from third-party sellers. So like the biggest thing is learning the different techniques to how to condition items the correct way, making sure it's the exact item. So for that reason, number 1, I would say you would make a lot less mistakes and you would catch a lot more of your mistakes and be able to learn from them if you didn't have those items shipped directly to a prep center. Number 2, you're going to get less returns. Nobody's going to care about your business as much as you care about it. Prep centers are great. I love my prep center, Little Owl Prep. They do a great job, but we all know that no one's going to inspect and pay attention to the details as close as you would for your own products. A prep center, they could have 100, 200 clients, right? So there's mistakes and things that they could overlook. So your return rate will definitely be lower. Number 3, in the beginning, you're going to be able to check your items in a lot faster, right? Because in the beginning, like you're going to have to buy everything from eBay. It could take a couple weeks, well, probably about a week or so to get to the prep center, and then maybe a couple weeks for the prep center to be able to handle it. And then it could take a couple weeks, fulfillment center transfers, so on and so forth. Whereas if you just had items shipped to your house, you could list it, ship it, send it out really, really fast. And that comes to point number 4 is increased cash flow, right? You're going to be able to make your money a lot faster by prepping everything yourself versus using a prep center. Now, I know long-term the prep center is amazing because you could be hands-off. You can pretty much just drop ship everything from eBay to Amazon. You might even have virtual assistants like me who are doing all the sourcing for you. But in the beginning, and this is why I'm such a big fan of doing it yourself and putting more work in the beginning, go slower in the beginning to go fast long-term. Go slower in the beginning to learn all the items that you're buying, learn from the mistakes, learn the bad conditions, the wrong models that you're purchasing, like learn all the ins and outs. Go slow in the beginning to go fast long term. So, I'm just a really, really big fan of building your confidence in the beginning, shipping your items out quicker, having better cash flow, making money, learning for yourself, is this legit? Because there's a lot of people online nowadays, and I talk about this all the time, there's a lot of phony balonies online now. They say this is such a great opportunity, but they're trying to sell you a $10,000 course. They say that you can make so much money doing whatever they're spewing out, but they don't even do it themselves, right? So don't listen to than me. I could tell you I'm in the trenches all day long. I could show you my net profit over the last 30 days. I could show you all my numbers, but at the end of the day, people could Photoshop things. So I'm just being real. Like, you've got to build confidence to see the results for yourself. So that's why I'm such a big fan of having it come to your house. And if you want to improve cash flow even more and reduce returns even more, you can even merchant fulfill items. Now, I don't do any merchant fulfilling just because I'm trying to build this business into a lifestyle business, which I have over the last 4.5 years. But my good friend Seth, Checkmate Flips, you can check out his YouTube channel. He's done over $1 million in the last year, and he's merchant fulfilling everything. Okay. Now, for me, again, that's not a good fit. For you, maybe that's great, but increased cash flow, less liability. If you ever get suspended, Amazon doesn't have all your inventory. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to it. Again, I don't do it, but all in all, not using a prep center in the beginning, you're learning more. Right? You're being able to touch these products. You're able to see these mistakes that you're making. And guess what? This comes to number 5 is you could build your systems, right? A lot of people want to outsource to a virtual assistant or outsource to a prep center when they don't have a good system. And guess what? If you outsource something and you don't have a good system, you're just going to amplify having a terrible system. You're just going to amplify losing money even faster. So I'm just a huge proponent of going slow in the beginning to go fast long term. If you're really serious about building an income stream with eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon, whatever you decide to do, the biggest mistake is just thinking, oh, I've got all this money and I'm just going to throw money at this business, and all because I have capital, which is an advantage, that's going to be the differentiator. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have systems, if you haven't been through the fire before, you don't know what's on the other side of the fire, and you can have as much money as you want. You can invest as much money into a business as you want, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to amplify losing money. So while you're prepping your items, you could build systems for sourcing. You could build standard operating procedures for listing and shipping and reconciling your inventory and bookkeeping and building the business up nice and slowly. Because again, you could throw a ton of money at this business, you could outsource it all to a prep center, but if your foundation is weak, it's all going to crash and crumble. Trust me, I promise you, I've seen it happen over and over again. And last but not least, I always tell people in the beginning, have the items shipped to your house, because when you're sending in items that are correct, good condition, maybe you have a better eye at identifying counterfeits, right? Sometimes when you see it and you feel it and you've got it in your hand, you're like, this isn't real, this isn't legit. Or maybe they send you the wrong item, right? A prep center might not catch it. It takes time to develop those systems and processes and the trust with a prep center. You could keep your account healthier, right? When you're doing thrifting, eBay to Amazon, Amazon to Amazon, any of these things where, I mean, even if you have legitimate invoices, I see it every single day now. Wholesalers are getting kicked off. Traditional online arbitrage sellers are getting kicked off. Amazon's not accepting these invoices for some reason. Long story short, I'm not going to get into this right now. You could keep your account safer, right? Because you could really see your products, you could understand the products, you could build systems and processes around keeping your account safe and sourcing safely. I mean, I've made videos about this before. You can check out my channel. But those are the 6 reasons, right? Why I think it's important in the beginning to really touch your products, see your products, understand the business, build your systems, build your foundation. Everybody just wants to model the next guy or the next girl, right? You see, and I'm not saying I'm anything special, but I've been doing this business for 4.5 years. If you think you're going to just throw money at this business and replicate my business and source the same items and have a prep center and do it all and get the same result, it's a bunch of phony baloney. It's never going to happen. And again, it's not that I'm special, but I'm 4.5 years in the trenches. I've built a team. I've built systems. I've made mistakes. I've gotten burned. I've lost money. And this is what people don't talk about online. And it's funny, my views keep going down and down and down on my YouTube channel because I'm telling people the real truth, but they don't want to hear it. The sad reality is most people want to be sold a dream. And they say they don't want to be sold a course, but they want that dream shoved down their throat and they'll buy that course. I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to tell you the reality that if you want to have success and you want to build a 6-figure business, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen 3 or 6 months, right? Go slow in the beginning to go fast long term, right? And again, there's a lot that goes into this topic, but that's my 2 cents, right? Some people will say just go balls to the walls, go crazy, throw money at it, get a prep center, learn on the fly. But in 2025, with all the craziness with Amazon and the rule changes, and again, if you're a new seller, Amazon's going to hold on to a lot of your money. You're not going to be ungated in a lot of brands. So why not just go slow in the beginning? Learn, build your systems, build your processes, keep your account safe, learn the ins and outs of the business, figure out what to do and what not to do, make mistakes on a budget, and then slowly grow from there. So that's my 2 cents, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. But with that being said, much love and thanks for watching. Peace.